Hello, am I audible now? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh, till now it's not audible.
Yes, sir. Now hearing, sir.
1 minute, just let me check it once. This is a blue. Now it's audible. Hello. Hello. Hello, Anusha.
Yes, sir.
Now it is
Now okay,
audible.
sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Till now, no student is there. That's why I am continuously telling. But the entire okay, right. It's waste of effort and waste of time. At least one or two students, if they come to the class, we can understand whether it is audible or not, whether it is visible or not, and so that and so forth. Why all your MCOM second years are showing this much of negligence? I'm not able to understand, Amisha. In the first year, when I taught organization theory and behavior, you are able to listen good and listen, try to understand, write notes and all. But finally, now nothing is there from your side. Okay. What is the problem? Actually, in the last two classes also, two other students came and try to inform in your group if you are a member of any other group. Try to be participating in the class. At least if 5 to 10 members they participate in the class, then this type of problems will not come. That okay. Now it's audibility clear.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Inform your friends also to come and join in the class, Amma.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. I will inform.
Yeah. What else we can say? See, right from nearly half an hour to 40 minutes, I am teaching the class, but it is not at all audible, means the plug is not connected, so that it's entirely waste of effort and waste of time. So this type of problems. And even at the end of the BRE Hyderabad is also nobody is able to respond. Okay, neat. Technical assistance is to be provided. Okay, right. When we are talking about the principles of learning, all human beings can learn. That is one. And individuals must be motivated to learn. When blue color, so all the individuals must be motivated to learn. Anusha, just 1 second, please. Sorry, please tell you once again. Hello, 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 Anusha.
Yes, sir.
Voice clear ga unda amma?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Clear. Okay, right. Thank you. Just go on listening. Learning should be the goal oriented. Always the learning process must be towards the goal, whatever the attainment of the goal. How better you are able to of your final stage. What is the objective of learning a particular new? That must be very clear to make it a way. Then only if what you are learning, why you are learning, what is the final objective of learning is not clear to you, then it is not possible for you to go with that. And finally, learning is active but not passive. This is what we are telling now. Learning must be in active phase, in interactive phase. Active means interacting, one to one, or at least one to group, group to one. That must be the process. Time must be provided to practice learning process. Time must be provided to the learning process. When it is complete, if I take a class, if you practice that by you, or if nothing is practiced by you, then learning is meaningless. So, in this particular process, learning is closely related to attention and concentration. That is already known to us. A concentrated technique and attention must be paid by the learner, and finally, then only he can attain the good result of it. Acquire the knowledge more rapidly with the guidance and so on. So, every learner must be provided with good amount of training, and then only it is possible. This is another important question in the unit number 10. Actually, I am going by each lesson and what is the important questions and how it will help you to understand the content and content also. If the students come and attend directly and if they note down the important questions, each unit wise I am telling in the unit number 10, what is training, how it differs from the development, what is training and what are the various methods of on the job training methods, what is the importance of training, what is the meaning of learning, how the what are the principles of learning, like that by question wise I am going out, and then finally we are understanding the various other methods, that is called yesterday process of training is also done with that. Now let us go by the another training methods. Yesterday we have done with the various explain various methods of training, that is an essay question which will come definitely in the chapter number 10, and in your book comprising of nearly 326 pages, 326 pages, 19 lessons are there. Out of all these lessons, each lesson will contain a core element or core activity that you should be able to understand. And for the academic purpose, you need to understand very core aspects first, then the remaining aspects next. So, in the case of unit number 10, we are talking about the training and developmental aspect. In that, what are the various methods of training that are very, very essential? First of all, what are the various methods of the training? Explain the various methods of training. Methods of training are subdivided into two. One is on the job training method, second is off the job training method. In the case of on the job training method, what you have to understand is that training is provided. On the case of on the job training method, training is provided by means of making employee to work parallelly. That means directly he will be able to put the work, and while doing the work itself, he will be made to learn. So in this case, the employee first day onwards, he will be working with the environment of the direct job behavior. So in this case, employees, the apprentice training program, when an apprentice training program is conducted, then in the case of apprentice training program, employee is provided with a contractual agreement to do the job for a specific activity, and he will be paid a minimum amount for performing the job, but not on par with the regular employees. It is only an opportunity for the employee to learn a particular skill, and at the end of the contract, he may be continued or he may be terminated, or he may not be able to extend the contract also. So in the case of apprenticeship, that is also given in the particular first page of that. So training will begin at the startup of the job work, and how he will be given, how he will be able to manage, maintain, and all. Normal, this case of apprenticeship is more common in case of mechanical oriented works. Mechanical oriented works. If a new person will come, even 100 times we explain theoretically, the mechanical activities will not be practiced. Mechanical activities will not be able to. Mechanical activities does not. So first of all, he must be put to the work. While doing the work, he will be very slow, he is negligent, and he cannot do it perfectly. All these things will be there. That is the reason why they will be paid a lesser amount of that, and apprentice will be provided. And apprenticeship, during the apprenticeship, the learner will learn the various activities. Once apprenticeship is over, if his performance is satisfactory, then finally, if his performance is satisfactory, then finally the employee will be absorbed with the organization, or employee will be terminated from the apprenticeship itself. Then job rotation, as I already explained you, in the case of job rotation practice, as I told you, every employee is provided with multiple job processes, multiple activities of the job. And as I told you, in case of the banking employees, he will be made to sit in one bank counter in one day, and another bank counter on the next day. So like that, employee will be rotating among the various jobs, and he will learn all the activities or all the subparts of the job work, and he will try to ascertain the job knowledge. In coaching, that is directly tutoring him, while the individual is personally on the job in action. Under this method, trainee is placed under a particular supervisor who acts as a coach in training the individuals. So one coach will be there for one person, and he will be doing the job. This person is constantly providing a train, right? We are seeing so many car driving schools. In the car driving schools, this only happens. The person who is a trainer will sit beside the learner, and learner will be driving, and at every moment, at every pinpoint of that, he will be giving guidance and he will be giving coaching. Finally, the learner will be able to understand how to drive a car. This is a continuous process, and trainer used to give continuous, and the learner will accept that instructions, and finally he will be able to learn this process. And job instruction, fourth one, job instruction. It is basically instruction by step approach. It is sometimes referred to as tell, show, do, review. I repeat, tell, show, do, review. Sorry, repeat kaadu, review. Tell, show, do, review. In the 4 steps, the trainer explains the trainer the way how to do the job. That is first to tell, job knowledge and skills, and then he will demonstrate the job. He will show how to do the particular job. Then he will allow the person to do it, and this person will be constantly watching. Then after some period of time, he will allow the person to do it independently, and he will review the progress of the work done. So these are basically job instructor method. And in the 5th step, special projects will be, in case of special projects, in this method, trainee may be asked to perform special assignments so that he would be in a position to acquire the knowledge and also learn the procedure. So specific job opportunities will be provided, specific special jobs will be given, and as a result of that, each individual project will be given to an employee. Each individual job and assignment will be given to an employee, and he will be performing that particular job assignment as a special project. And once he is able to cope up with the special project, he will be absorbed into the regular job activity. And lastly, committee assignment. A group of trainees will be formed as a committee. Normally, this type of things are very common in the bigger sized organization. A group of trainees, they will be given one organizational problem or organizational activity, and all the people will put together, put their efforts, and they will try to perform the task in a better way. Finally, if they normally they will come out with a good job, good work, and this committee assignment will give good results as all the trainees, or at least a group of trainees, work in a team spirit, and as a result of that, team spirit, and as a result of that, each person, basically, all the people in the committee group, they will be able to provide the knowledge. In the case of this one, all the committee people, they will give their ideas. They will give their ideas, and each individual trainee basically try to give their ideas, and finally each member of that group will try to learn how to acquire, how to do, how to perform a particular job. And at the same time, all the people will learn in a common platform, so that the skills, abilities, all will get developed in a normal manner. This is about the committee assignment. These 6 or 7, these 6 methods are said to be on the job training method. On the job training method. On the job training method. On the job means give him the job. So parallelly, he will perform the job activity. And these are the various principles of learning, training, and so on. So just let me process on this and various aspects that we have studied in this present class. In this particular session, I have explained you about the various objectives, principles, and planning of that. Unit number 10 is almost complete. So education versus training and development. The need and importance of the training is the most important question, and principles of learning and process of learning. Then finally, what is the process of learning? Process of training. Yesterday's class we have done with that. That is need analysis, designing of training program, instructional design, validation, organizing the training program, and evaluation of training program. These are the 5 to 6 steps are there, and that will be an essay question for you in the examination point. When it comes to methods of training, we have taken two types of methods, that is on the job training method, and now we will proceed to the off the job training methods. Just off the job training methods. When we are talking about the off the job training methods, first of all, it talks about the vestibule training. Look to the chart box. Vestibule, VESTIBULE, vestibule training program. Meaning of vestibule training. Vestibule or other simulated. This is also known as simulated training. It is a technique where the trainees learn or simulated equipment and they are actually trained off the job. So whatever the machine they use it to use in the regular, that only will be provided directly to the learner, and on the basis of that machine, on that machine only he will be working. For example, in case of various confidential projects and so on. So employees will be given a platform where he has to work finally. So he used it to be worked in a simulated environment, similar, almost same environment, almost same similar machines where he has to use, similar equipment he has to use, all these aspects that will be given to the employee in the training program also, and similar working conditions also. Actual working conditions are simulated in a classroom. Conditions are simulated in a classroom environment. So he will be given the simulated environment of the classroom, and he will be made to learn about the skills. It is actually a necessity when too costly or dangerous to train an employee on the job. If the employee is made to job on the job directly, it becomes very difficult or it becomes dangerous. Then in such a case, the employee is made to learn in a similar environment or in a similar process. So in this case, say for example, the electrical equipments and etc., if the employee is directly given to work on the job, it may create a dangerous accidents. So and he will be made to understand the process of working, and he will be given an opportunity on that. So vestibule training is basically providing the training off the job, but the employee is made to work in the similar environment of same equipment, same machinery, same environment also, and same conditions where the actual work goes on. This is the process of vestibule training. Next, second is that role play. Second, role play. Role play. So in the case of role play, combined with the lecture and confidential method. Conference methods. Role play of teacher, role play of a lawyer. Interpersonal skills by the two or more trainees to interact. So as if a person is to act as a lecturer or as if a lawyer, so how he will play or how he will act, or if he is a manager, how he will take, even if it's not a real-time situation, as if he is a manager of the business, he has to take a decision, and in this particular situation, he has how to behave. A trainee provided with the feedback and reinforcement, as if he is a boss. He must be able to take a decision, and the decision in that particular complex environment is analyzed, it is reviewed by the boss or supervisor or trainer, and whether the employee is capable of working in that environment or not, that is suited. Actually, this is normally what we do also. In the case of lecture, in the case of selection of a teaching post, every person who is coming for the post for that, we will ask him to take a class, normal class, and we will allow them to go to the classroom, and we will ask them to take a demo class. In that demo class, students will not be there, and other students or other class students or other faculty members will sit, and only or a few group of students will be made to sit, and finally we will assess how he is able to teach for the particular situation. So role play is superior discussing the grievance with the employee. Sometimes, even though there is no grievance, the employee will come with a grievance, and the manager has to solve that particular problem. That is also comes under the role play system. Then comes as a lecture method. This is traditional and direct method of instruction. Under this method, the instructor organizes. These are off the job training methods. No? In this case of off the job, in the case of off the job training methods, in the case of these off the job training methods, we will provide a lecture. We will give a lecture for that. And on the basis of lecture instruction, the employee or the person has to understand how he is able to make out on this. Then conference method. In the case of conference method, potential managers attend the conference programs in which the pool their ideas, expertise, and all. We used to go for the conferences. Why the conferences are conducted? Because in the case of conferences, so many people will come and present their idea. So on the same topic, so many persons will present an idea so that we will get ample knowledge, ample scope of learning that particular activity. This is another important area in that. Lastly, programmed decisions or programmed instruction. Every employee will be provided under this one. Subject matter is to learn are presented in a series of carefully planned and sequential units. What we are doing now is the same. Programmed instruction. So we will design a material, say for example, 18 lessons, 19 lessons. All these lessons are taught in a programmed instruction manner, that is continuous classroom teaching or continuous online teaching or number of classes in that. In this way, we will instruct the students to gear up with the knowledge and all. This is also considered to be programmed instruction. And lastly, case study method. In the case of case study method, what normally used to do is that we will take a specific case. We will try to analyze a particular situation. That is a real-time situation actually. So in the real-time situation, the person used to understand how these particular activities will go on and how these aspects are to be understood and all. For example, now the stock markets and gold market and all these activities have to be studied. That is interactive learning process. In a particular case study, we will give the trainee to analyze a particular case. That case is nothing but a situation. In a factory, there is a problem with the labor, and the manager is trying to identify various solutions and which solution is better. Like that, what are the labor problems that will be given? What is the management ideas that will be given? And the trainee must be able to analyze, and he must be able to come out with a decision. That type of situations are said to be the case study method. And then incident method. So in case of incidents, specialized incidents are provided in this. The main difference between a case study method and incident method is that Under the case study method, the entire problem is presented to the trainee, whereas in the case of incident method, only a brief incident is presented to provoke the particular situation. In the case of incident method, a specific incident is given to the employee, a specific incident is given to an employee, and we will ask them to analyze how the situation is that. Then that is considered. In the case of case study, entire problem will be given to the trainee, whereas in case of incident method, how an employee is able to tackle a particular incident or a particular situation, then on the basis of that only, we will try to make the employee learn or try to understand. Lastly, films and televisions. This is known to you, and films are recorded, pre-recorded, and they are shown to the employees either to motivate or television sets and all that what normally people will follow. And recorded lessons will be provided what you are learning also the same method. So pre-recorded lessons will be given to the trainee, and they will watch and they will understand and the sequence, and on the basis of the televisions also we are able to make out. Computer assisted instruction manuals, that is computer aided designing, computer aided machine process, all that will be done in that. So these are 9 methods are there in the case of the offline teaching, offline training environment. So training, principles of training, and on the job training methods and off the job training methods, they are very, very essential to understand in this particular scenario, right? Lastly, let us talk on few minutes only on the management development program. This is another substitute question, and then we will go with the other lessons later. Actually, management development program. Management development program. Management development program. So actually, we all this way we understood about how the importance of this. What is a management development program? It is an attempt to improve the managerial performance by improving the knowledge, changing the attitude, or increasing the skills. It is a systematic process of growth and development by which managers develop their abilities. So, in the case of management development program, almost all higher level of executives, since the managers are vital in the role, they must be provided with the good level of analysis, good level of understanding, and so on and so forth. So, in the case of management development program, an attempt is made to improve the performance by improving the knowledge of the managers, recent trends, and changing attitudes. Some managers earlier they used to be very harsh to the employees, but now it's not possible because everybody is having his own rights. Even the workers also having so many rights. So managers must be able to tackle the situation properly, and they must be able to increase the skills of getting work done. This is all should be there. It is a systematic process, growth and development, by which the managers develop their abilities to manage. So, in the training, we are focusing on the job, the trainers, that is employees and so on. Whereas in the case of management development programs, we will concentrate more on the managers. We will focus on the manager's ability to manage, how better he is able to manage. So, the main objectives of management development programs is to overhaul the management hierarchy. So from the past environment to present environment, how better we can improve the managerial performance, how better we can increase the managerial efficiency, and so on and so forth. To improve the performance of the managers also, to give specialist overview on the functions of organization, equip them to coordinate with each other's efforts effectively. So each functional ideas, each functional steps will be provided, and at the same time, we will go by the functional areas where finance manager will be trained with other functions, and HR manager, marketing manager, all that will be provided, and increase in the versatility of the managers in the group. How better the managers is able to versatile in the group. Versatile means he must be perform better, and to create the manager succession, with the takeover case in the contingencies. Suppose if the manager is not able to perform if the manager is not able to train the other employee, if the particular manager retires from the job, then who will take up that particular activity? So the lower cadre must be given a training for that to take up that particular responsibility and to understand economic, social, technical, conceptual issues. Managers also has no excuse. Managers also must change their ideology. Managers also must be able to know what is the upcoming changes, that is social changes, technological changes, and various conceptual issues must be able to be, the managers must be able to understand. Then managers must be able to think better, not in the traditional way. So how much nowadays employees are asking for so much of freedom? That is, for example, say flexible working hours. Instead of coming 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, somebody asks about 5 to, somebody will ask about 8 to 4, somebody will say that 7 to 3, somebody will say 10 to 6, like that. Flexible working environment. So he will perform his task, he will perform his duty, and finally he wants to. In this particular type of activity, managers must be able to think in the positive spirit, and he must be able to think in a creative way, not in the traditional way. All these things will come under the principles of the management development projects. Management development programs. And management development programs will definitely create organizational commitment and individual managers. This question is given page number 179 of your textbook. 179 page, which will provide the information to you on this particular situation. So facilities should develop organizational commitment, and these aspects that you have to understand. Then coming to the techniques of the, what all the techniques that were used in case of the traditional training methods. The same training management development programs also. Like on the job, again off the job. In the case of on the job training methods, coaching, job rotation, case activities, all that will be. So with that, we have completed our discussion on the lesson number 10. In this, basically 3 questions are basically to follow, understand on it. Okay, Anusha? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you able to follow at least something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Amma, one point you make it clear to all your friends that in every lesson, this is the
Okay, sir.
10th lesson. Now I clearly dealt with that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
In every lesson, actually, this classes, one more class is there on the 30th of this month. So
Yes, sir.
in this class, in that class, up to half of the syllabus, I will give you all the questions, and I can clarify if any doubts, like how much material we have to study, what type of questions they may come, and like that I will give an idea on that. So try and tell others also to at least participate in the class, so that, see, actually, as if you came to the class, I am able to understand that the thing is audible to the others. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That is a, see, what I am telling you, the same thing. If interactive is there, then it will be better. If one side means it is 50% only will be there on that. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.